All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise to Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, by Shem HaRakakwadash. Double honor to the apostle, elders, of great millstone. And salute on to you, brothers out there, preachers, words, sincerity, truth. All right, come to another video, blacklisted news. All right, it's an article here. Protest looting in Minnesota after sentencing of ex-officer in Dante Wright case. All right. You know, this is another offender that the Most High is bringing to Babylon. You know, trying to rouse you jakes up. All right, but the only thing you can do is loot and protest. Which is rousing you up. But next week you're just gonna go back into your docile mind state. You're just not gonna keep going. The protest it might last a week. Other than that, that's it. You're gonna go back to your regular lives until another police officer, Edomite police officer, shoot a nigga down, and you back there protesting again. It's just an insane revolving cycle. The true protest is Yahweh Shem Yahshua's men prophesying on the highways and byways. That's the true protest right there, man. All right, you average, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, when y'all protest, y'all think this, this kingdom is gonna be here forever. Man, the Lord are prophesizing this kingdom to destruction. The whole kingdom, Esau, Edom's kingdom, so-called white man's kingdom. All right. Protesters in Minneapolis on Friday called a harsher punishment. Former Minnesota police officer Kim Potter, who was sentenced to 2 years behind bars. Now she might do a year and a half for good conduct. Might let her out earlier. Behind bars and shooting death of Dante Wright, and while the demonstrators were peaceful. Yeah, it's peaceful. Police confirmed several looting incidents later in the day and looters in the area. I guess these Black Panther niggas. I guess, yeah, these Black Panthers. Potter was convicted on first and second degree manslaughter in April 2021, killing Wright on Friday was sentenced to Judge Gina Chu to 2 years in prison. While the state recommended Potter receive 7-year sentence, Chu argued that this was a case of a cop who made a tragic mistake in drawing her firearm instead of a taser during a chaotic traffic stop, and Potter had expressed remorse. Wright's family called Chu's decision to issue 2-year sentence a slap in the face. They've been slapping niggas in the face, man. It's nothing new here, man. Potter apologized to Wright's family, spoke directly to the mother, saying, "Katie, I understand the mother's love. Sorry I broke your heart. My heart is broken and devastated for you all." Blah, blah, blah. You basically get the point. Basically, there's going to come a time where there's going to be one spark that's going to set these jakes, these Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, it's going to set you, it's going to come to a breaking point where it ain't going to be no more protesting. And with all the, the economy being destroyed, inflation, setting in at a, higher and higher percentage, every month, it's going to push people to the edge. And there's going to be one spark that the Lord's going to do. One thing that the Lord's going to do to set Jake over the line. These niggas like these, they going to grab their arms and start, basically going, taking Edomites out. And that's in the scriptures, man. That's prophetic, you know. That's prophetic. And let me get that. I'm gonna come back to that Jeremiah 2nd chapter. That's at 19. It is gonna be race riots in America, race wars. All right. Isaiah 19 and number 15. Neither there shall be any work for Egypt. Now Egypt in the scripture is talking about America. Revelation 11:8 says the place that's spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, and that's America. All right, America is known as the Great Babylon as well. Nineveh, Rome, Greece. Because America worships all those philosophies and those idols of those pagan kingdoms. They all worship that here in America. Okay, so this scripture is not talking about Egypt over there in Africa. It's talking about America. Okay, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which head or tail, branch or rush may do. And you see that now. It's jobs are scarce. In that day, and even if you get a job, they're not paying adequate wages to match inflation. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord. And then we go, that word shaking means to slap. And the Lord is basically be slapping America, man. And a woman is supposed to be humble. All right, so the Lord is going to humble this place. When the Lord start putting down these plagues, man, in a real heavy manner, this place is going to be humble. Okay, fear and because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. Okay, now here's the point. And the land of Judah, under you Negroes, okay, shall be a terror unto Egypt. All right. So you're gonna be terrifying, the other nation, man. And you see little aspects of it right now, man. You got Jake running into these different malls and stuff and looting, different, attacks on people. Jake robbing people on broad daylight. And that's a little, that's a little smidget of what's gonna go on, man. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he has determined against it. Okay? So you Israelites are gonna start fighting back, man. There ain't gonna be no more protesting. But now Jake's still stuck in that slave mindset. Okay. Let me go back to Jeremiah 2. Jeremiah 2 and 14. Now back then when Jeremiah was prophesying to the Israelites, they had a what you call that? Stockholm syndrome mind state. Basically means Stockholm syndrome basically means you have love. You love your oppressor. No matter what your oppressor does to you, he can, rape, rob, murder you, do atrocious horrific things to you, and you still love them, or you still want to be, you know, in good graces, all right, with this, with your oppressor. That's what basically Stockholm syndrome means. It's a love of your oppressor, and that's how Israel is, man. When when we be on the other nations in captivity for a certain amount of time, Jake started loving their oppressor. Now this is Jeremiah asking the question. Jeremiah 2:14: Is Israel a servant? Question mark. Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? All right. Why is Jake spoiled? And that's Jeremiah asking the question. Because Jake is they're so engulfed in trying to please their oppressor that they forget their own, human rights, as you could say. They forget their own rights as being humans. All right. Now Esau's doing right now, man. He's infringing on your human rights, man. You know. Uh, Esau polluting the air. That's infringing on your human rights, polluting the water. All right. Esau say you can't go here, you can't go there. You got to put a goddamn, you know, apparatus over your face so you can breathe in your recycled breath. I'm talking about the mask. That's infringing on your human rights. You know, our people stuck in a dead mind state, man. They don't know what's going on. Something, a little bit of pressure. Oh, here we go. Jeremiah 2:3, 2:33, 2:33. Salak. Why trimmest thou way to seek love? That's Jake. Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. All right. Let's look at the word trimmest. You niggas will, dilute your integrity to please this man. To be good, be pleasing, be well, be glad. To make glad, to do good, to do well, to make a thing good, right, or beautiful. Why trimmest thou way to seek love? Therefore hast thou taught also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Mm-hmm. That's what Jake does. He tries to get next to this man and try to be friends with him, even though this man does terrible things to you. Tells you that in Sirach 12, man. You read Sirach 12 and 10 on down. Who will pity the charmer that's bitten by the serpent, man? Nobody, man. Yeah, Esau is that serpent. You know, Esau is that serpent. Don't set him by you. You know. But Jake gonna learn the hard way, man. Jake is gonna learn the hard way, and they been learning the hard way. It's just the Lord's gonna do something that set Jake's off. You know. So yeah, this is another fanner. You know, another flame to basically try to piss you Jake's off. But you Jake's gonna go get rocked back to sleep. You know. When Jake start, having less and less food to eat, they're gonna get more pissed off. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Shalom.